Guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's your girl Ruth. Welcome back. Yeah, Apocalypse. Stop. Um, I'm in my Scorpio moon energy a lot, and I get into that a lot. But I'm gonna play this song first, and then y'all kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay. And there's also an indicator of spiritual gift.
When you stay at a Verbo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because without privacy in your vacation home, it isn't really a vacation.
Oh, wow. It's like that, huh? They didn't even transfer it over. I found this song just a minute ago. I was looking for another one, but I like all music. Y'all know that. I mean, some of very often they give me some of it, but it's different vibration. But listen to the song and then y'all see what I'm talking about. I'll get through.
When I was a boy, I walked to school. I went all alone, thought it was cool. I played in the yard with my best friend. The days seemed like they never end. Those times are gone, we have to face all the problems that take place. Choice and greed don't make it right. No one should have to lose their life. When will it stop? When will the hurt go away? What will it take to make you see it just ain't right? What will you do? 'Cause I'm begging you today. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. When will it stop? Our schools and homes are upside down. The fear and anger is all around.
Too much so.
It's time to choose another way. Let love in and let it stay. When will it stop? When will the hurt go away? What will it take to make you see it just ain't right? What will you do? 'Cause I'm begging you today. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. When will it stop? right here in your hands. If you want to change and take a stand,
What she said?
when will it stop? When will the hurt go away? What will it take to make you see it just ain't right? What will you do? 'Cause I'm begging you today. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. When will it stop? When will it stop? Oh, when will it stop?
I agree so wholeheartedly. When will it stop? I'm glad somebody's thinking like me, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot more like me. It's just like, y'all, why? Start, okay. Triggered it again because I'm like this a lot. Triggered it again. I was watching on my show Lucifer, which we talk about him being a devil. And Menadel, his brother, was helping this young black look young guy out because Menadel found out he's having a baby, so he's going to have an angel baby. So he wanted to know what it's like to be a father. So he found this young black guy, and the little guy was being bullied, and they were making him sell drugs. Got the young guy, like, he goes to a white school, and he feels out of place. And he was happy to find somebody. What, baby? I used to have a school. You ain't had it for 10 years. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna help. You might as well take a hold. I figured something out. I can do my herbs. And so he found somebody his same color and everything. But come to find out the little boy worked for, he was probably been bullied too. So he worked for somebody, some other black guys that sold dope and did some dangerous things in the neighborhood. So he got bullied into selling the drugs. Well, at first thought it was okay. Probably told him to sell a little bit, keep some change in his pocket because his mom and dad was divorced. They didn't take out the time to ask him how he felt about it, how he's doing, how he's coping with it. So he gets into this, particular little gang thing, and it gets deeper. So he found out about Lucifer grants like pardons or something like that, or either he help him out, he'll like buy what they got or whatever the deal was. So he went to the club where Lucifer owns, and Lucifer wasn't there, but Amanadale, his brother, was. So he was telling him about all the drugs they wanted him to sell. He said, but I really don't want to do this anymore. He said it's not what he wanted for his life. And he was explaining to him how he got stuck in that. So Amanadale told him he would help him. He went to the guys, and the guys was threatening the little boy. And he told him, he don't want to do this anymore, and he don't have to do this anymore. And they told Amanadale to leave his necklace, and there was a powerful necklace. Amanadale he was an angel, came from heaven, so he had a powerful necklace on. So in order to help the little boy, the guy said, well, you're going to leave me some type of collateral. So he left, Amanadale gave them the necklace, said, I'll come back and I'll pay you for everything, the dope that you want him to sell, so y'all can leave him alone. So everything worked out okay. He got a chance to pay for it. But before he got a chance to pay for it, they were walking down the street, and he was accused. The cops came and accused the little boy of killing somebody. And come to find out he was set up by a white girl and her boyfriend, because the white girl wanted to get in Harvard, and the teacher was making it hard for her. So she planned the teacher's death. And they killed them, and they planted the evidence on the little black guy, and made, and made him, the police think it was him. So Manadale was really upset. He was trying to talk to the cops. He was trying to be reasonable, and say, I know somebody at the police station. Let's talk about it. I don't think he did it. So they all started holding the gun out on him. So Manadale was finna go, at him. But his friends that worked in the police department showed up. So they arrested the little boy anyway. So Manadale went to the police station and was talking to him and said, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna get you out of this. And the boy said, look, my life is gonna be in shit. They ain't, they ain't gonna believe nothing. It's all about police department and the system. They're gonna believe what they want to believe. And matter of fact, they want to believe that I did it. They're not gonna investigate it. So he figured his life is going to shit now. He thought he got away with, getting out of the game and scot free. And here come another case on him. And then so Menadale finally got it together, and they found out about the girl setting him up and all of that. Everything was free. He felt free. And Menadale took him to get some ice cream. He was told him, Menadale, you're going to be a great father. And then Menadale went home. The little boy, I guess, went home or whatever too. Boom. Somebody comes up and they shoot him. And they killed the little boy. And it's like, that's life. People keep saying that's life. Why is it life? You got all these rules. What you have to do, what you have to go through, what you have to accomplish in life. And they don't make it easy for you. And when you finish one assignment, they have another one. Then they have all these obstacles in your way for that assignment as well. And you might escape with your life and you might not. You might end up in some type of shape that's horrible. And they call it, a game, and you win it. You win the game. You conquered that game no matter what agony, defeat, mindset you went through. They'll say that you won the game. Okay. So then they put another roadblock in the way. And then you got to go through something else. It could be anything. It could be family, friends, neighborhood, your career, your children, whatever it may be. Why? Is this really necessary? Is this really life? Do we really have to go through all of this stuff to get what? To get things, to get stuff. And y'all know I talk about this all the time. To get stuff. How much stuff you need? How much building, houses, everything you need. They build, they keep building, it keeps growing, it keeps getting more and more and more bigger, taking up the land, thrusting the animals, the insects, just disrespecting the wildlife, Mother Nature. And then how many condos, houses, all that y'all pass by, nobody live in? It's not like they building these things and they're going to let people stay in them. You got to have a certain status. You got to have credit now. They made it hard for you now for the credit thing. It makes you, people even basing their relationship on credit. Then they make it harder for you to have anything. Say you was from my era. All the shit you went through, all the tests up until now, and you barely made it out with your life. Okay. Then here they come with another obstacle. So they want you to go back and they want you to take all of that stuff they put you through and they want you to straighten it up right now, which they're going to make it hard for you. They didn't close most of the businesses. They make it hard for you to get businesses or money to get it. They closing jobs. We just had the 2020 thing. We don't know what's going to come next. The storms, the weather. I mean, everything you think of. I ain't talking about excuses because I really don't give a fuck. Okay. I'm talking about why do they do that? We don't have to live like this. But they like making it hard. People say Saturn, people say the devil, people say Satan, Lucifer. Well, they put them all together and make it one thing, Baphomet. But I think it's men. Okay, let's say there are extraterrestrials. We have evidence of something like that, whatever. Okay. But not all of them. Okay. I think that somebody here, whatever force, whatever human, whatever it is, just like fucking with your life. Just like fucking with you. They don't like seeing you happy. They have people wait all their life to get in a career or to get in the places they want. You have to spend all of your life to get up and get so called up. The brand new house, the brand new car. Now you got like a certain percentage that are things come to them easily, but you still got sickness, disease, war, famine, all of this stuff. Why? And I'm trying to explain it. Um, I just don't understand why they have to make it so hard and have to take you through all of these tests for what? To get stuff. I don't understand. I don't understand stuff. I don't understand. Some people sacrificing their families, sacrificing people. You got people stealing. You got people just doing all kind of crazy stuff to get stuff. You can't. People are loyal. You untrustworthy. Scared that some people scared to come outside. You have to watch your back. You have to watch who come in your life because everybody seems like they got an agenda. They have us with no trust anymore. I just don't get it. And it keeps on going back to stuff, stuff that you came here without and you're going to leave without it. Now, yeah, some of them go ahead on and you go ahead and play the game because you have siblings or you have children or people who love you and you want to leave them something to go through this matrix, whatever, with because they have it set up with the money system and position, and they want to play games that you better than that one, or playing us against each other. I'm better than you because I got this. I'm better than you because I know this. I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all? Is somebody feel me? I'm I'm not worried about that. I'm not trying to be better than anybody. Okay. I'm just trying to get in this matrix, get what I need, open my kids' mind up to what they need, people around me, people I talk to, whatever the deal may be, so they can move on to the next level. If I can make somebody happy, if I can feel somebody, what they're going through, or I can help them, and my stories may help that what I've been through in life, stuff like that, that's fine with me. But I always picture myself, sitting on the riverbank, fishing, chilling, watching nature, talking to the animals, exploring like I used to when a kid and when I get a chance to do now, not worried about, you stressing about everything. When you get all that stuff, you got to keep that stuff. Okay. Just like I say, whether you elite, rich, middle class, poor, extra poor, whatever, you still have to maintain all of this stuff, and it's just sad that they want to take the love out. They want to take the beauty of life out, I don't think it's this. I don't think it's stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a matter of fact, I know it ain't. It's not stuff. It's love, number one. And it's sharing and caring and helping each other and boosting each other up and enjoying each other's company and just being, you know. But they want to take all of that from us. They want us to be miserable, running around. They look at the freeways, look at the traffic, look at how many people you could pass by. In some states, they'll pass by somebody getting harmed, and it's nothing. Matter of fact, they had that here where I stay at. Somebody was getting raped on the bus. And nobody said nothing. They put out their phones and videotaped it. They taking the love out the world. They taking the care and the feelings, the real part of this Mother Nature's land, realm, whatever it is, and filling it with lies, deceit, and making you just stressed out and thinking about I gotta be, better than this person. I gotta be shine. I gotta win. I got, who you proving that to? Why are you making somebody better than yourself? You know, why do you feel like somebody's better than yourself? But see, I guess I could say I'm different because when I was getting bullied in school and all of that, I didn't worry about that. I didn't. I most of the people that did that, I knew their lifestyle. I knew their home life. I knew what they were going through. You know, so I didn't take that to heart. I had compassion about them. Not everybody I know is like me. I know that. But even now, when I see the bullying going on and stuff like that, it's like, okay, first thing I'm like, well, they life not the way they want it. They having some issues at home, issues with their life. They've been sold a dream, and maybe the dream didn't come true like they thought it did. And so they want to make somebody else feel bad, so I'm the target at the time, so they'll do it. They feel like they can mess with me if I appear happy, or if I appear any type of way different, that's a threat, and that's the way the world is. If you different, you don't follow protocol, you're a threat. Like I've been saying, all the other ones, you go off the path. We got these higher ups that know how to heal people, to make sure that you live a long, prosperous, long, long, long life. But they want to take that from you if you don't do investigation on your own. They will not tell you because they like to play games. They like to be in control of your life. They like to make your destiny. They make our birth charts. They make our paths for us. All of this stuff to see what you do with it and how you do it. And then they come back and they give you a reward. And then they take you through some other stuff. And then if you pass away, they reincarnate you, make you come back, and do it all over again and take your memory. This power they got, that they keep doing. It's like, when everybody just gonna chill? When is it gonna stop? When is everybody gonna kind of catch up in the maintaining of the mind, and just not worry about all of that? But you got these people who, like I say, who were hurt, and they don't know how to handle that hurt, so they put it out on other people that are bullies. And I'm answering my own question, matter of fact. And it's just sad to me. It's just over and over, and you see these kids, they lost, they don't know what's going on, and they getting programmed, and they programming kids, and they programming adults, and they mess with people's mind, and they putting them these drugs out, and they putting these things out, and they plant it in your head, and you never have it. That's why I say there's no free will, because they plant all this stuff in your head. You don't have a chance, you know you don't have a chance to think really for yourself, because they done already got a document on what you need to do. And I was asking them today, I was really sad about what happened. I was really boo-hooing a lot. And I was, just talking to them, why are you doing all of this stuff? And then they're going to try to show me that I signed a contract. Okay, if I did that, like people say, why you didn't show that me when I was a child, when I used to ask these questions? Because I don't remember signing a contract. Now you want to throw in my face now at 60 that I signed a contract. And you showed me all these years. I've been hearing people talk about it. As a matter of fact, I mentioned myself, but I never seen myself signing a contract. I should be able to see that. I should be able to remember that. I shouldn't have to go off of what was written. I should be able to visualize myself doing these things. Why you bring it to me now? And you still didn't visualize, you still didn't let me see myself signing the contract, but you showed me the place that I was supposed to be signing that contract. See, the trickery, the deceit, it's just really sad to me that it just keeps on going. People think, okay, if I make it to this status, I'd have made it up, I'm gonna be happy, everything gonna be good now. And then here they come with another thunderbolt or whatever, and knock your ass to something else. Then you got to, what you like, what? I did what you said, I made it here. This is what you said I needed to do in the matrix. And then here comes something tragic happen, a storm, something happened to your siblings or your children or your husband or you. You know what I'm saying? Playing with people. Why? You know? But like I say, they don't get it. They don't know how to take that hurt. you know. And then I was thinking, okay, people say, okay, it's the computers, programming man, stuff like that. Okay, so they being run as well. So who's programming them? If they are like a live state, like you being programmed as well, you know. And then who's programming them? Then who's programming them? Anybody want some peace? Anybody want to just stop and just forget all the fuckery and just kind of like, enjoy something for a long time? But anyway, okay. My next one is Lucifer. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to get my other glass. I still forgot to buy me some. Okay, I did some studying on Lucifer. I did a while back. I made a video on that already. Okay. But I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna listen to some. Let you listen to some clips. Um, it's a certain. Um, Let me read this first. This is President Eisenhower was our. Let's see. Let me go back to what I wrote it. He was the. Okay, where did I put it? Okay. Hmm. Okay, he was the 44th president, which equals to 8, right? Okay. Oh no, take that back. Let's see. Now I know I wrote it down. Now y'all wanna Biden. Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna ask the question because I'm always doing something. Okay, whatever. President Eisenhower was what number president? Okay, he's the 34th president. I know I wrote this down because it equals to 7, and that's relationship. Let me see, y'all. I'm gonna put on my glasses. I'll see better. Okay. Okay. He was the 43rd president, 7, relationship time, and bring it together as a whole. But he was selfish. Okay. Um. So 7 is Saturn's planet. I think that's Saturn's planet. Okay. Okay. So there was a time for in the air of relationships of all kind, all the universe. Okay. Um. What planet is 7?
According to NASA's solar system,
And okay, it's Uranus.
Uranus is the seventh planet from the sun.
Okay.
It has the third
Somebody
largest
said it
diameter
was
in our solar system.
somebody's okay. Then we got Neptune. Okay, let's see. Okay, so anyway, so between February 20th, 1954, a man from Venus, alien extraterrestrial, came to visit him from Venus. And I'm gonna read to y'all the conversation. Okay. This is the conversation. Ike. They called him Ike. Ike and the alien ambassador. 50 years ago tomorrow, on February 20th, 1954, President Dwight Eisenhower interrupted his vacation in Palm Springs, California, to make a secret nocturnal trip to a nearby Air Force base to meet two extraterrestrial aliens. Or maybe not. Maybe just, then they start doubting and throwing all that in your face and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to skip down. Just to make things more intriguing, on the night has reported this. President Eisenhower tonight of a heart attack in Palm Springs. So this would happen to him before he seen them, right? 2 minutes later, the AP retractor retracted that bulletin and reported that Ike was still alive. So I don't know if somebody lied or what happened. Indeed, Ike was alive, and he continued living until 1969. But in the decades since his death, his activities on the night of February 20, 1954, have become fodder for stranger theories about alien beings. Some facts are beyond dispute. Eisenhower was a golf vacation in Spring Branch on February 20, 19. He was at a golf vacation on February 20, 1954. After dinner that night, he made an unscheduled departure from the Smoking Tree Ranch where he was staying. The next morning, he attended a church service in Los Angeles. Also that morning, his spokesman announced to the press that he had visited a dentist the previous night because he chopped a tooth while eating a chicken wing at dinner. Sally, who was the PhD um, in his native in Australia, didn't believe it. He figures the dentist trip is just a cover story. He believes Ike went to Edward Air Force Base where he met with the extraterrestrials with white hair, pale blue eyes, and colorless lips. These aliens, nicknamed Nordics in UFO circles because they resemble Scandinavian humans, traveled to Ebers from another solar system and a flying saucer. And Sally says they spoke to Eisenhower. There was telepathic communication. Okay. As she sits in his suburban Falls Church living room, it it's as though you're hearing a person, but you're not speaking. The Nordics offer to share their super technology and their spiritual wisdom with Ike if he would agree to eliminate America's nuclear weapons. They are afraid we might blow up some of our nuclear technology. And apparently that does something to time and space, and it impacts on extraterrestrials' races on other planets. Ike declined the ET's offer because he did not want to give up the nukes. Okay, so he wanted them. Hey Karen, how you doing? He wanted them to give him. He didn't care what they was talking about. He didn't care about them talking about if we keep blowing up stuff and throwing bombs, it's going to affect the whole universe. He didn't care about that. He wanted to know how the flying saucer was, what kind of power can he have to take control over people, how can he win the wars that he was going to win. Very selfish. Sometime later in 1954, he reached a deal with another race of extraterrestrials known as the Greys, allowing them to capture earthly cattle and human for medical experiments, provided that they return the humans safely home. Since then, Sally says the Greys have kidnapped millions of humans. So he went along with them because they made a little trade. But the people that was from Venus, they were from Venus, Thor. Okay, that's where you get your problem, the story of the Thor and the Rainbow Bridge and the bypass and all. It was from Venus. The hero's journey toward the second American century published his ET theories in his new book, Extraterrestrial Presence. But since the of the 90s, Sally studied conflict resolution and tried unsuccessfully to apply that knowledge to prevent war in East Timor and the Balkans. He says, frustrated, he began looking for an extraterrestrial connection to human mystery, and he says he found evidence of ET visitations, including the Ike encounter on the internet. There's a lot of stuff on the internet, he says, and I just went around and pierced it together. Meanwhile, he taught at the School of International, let me see, he founded the University Peace Ambassador Program described by, okay, I'm not going to read. Yeah, so I'm going to read another one. Okay, now, so they were peaceful people. They were Venus. They were Thor, to me, people from Venus. Venus is supposed to be Lucifer, right? The morning star, that planet Venus. Morning star and the night star, Libra, Taurus. Okay, peaceful. And I'm finna let me see the other one he said. I think it's a man from Venus visited the Pentagon. You may have clicked on this article, but believe me, I had the same curious response when I discovered the weird tale of Valiant Thor on the internet. Thor is an alien from Venus. Yep, the metal planet. It's not the best place if you're looking into extraterrestrial reality. Best to stick to Mars. Mars, if you want more excitement, Venus is peaceful. They want peace. That's Lucifer. Where did the Valiant Thor story come from? Thor's arrival and interactions with the U.S. government during the late 1950s. Thor came along with three companions. He came along with somebody named Don, Donn, Jill, and Tani, Tanya. Okay, from Venus. Okay, Lucifer. Their purpose shared their advanced technology and warned humanity about using nuclear weapons. Okay, we read that. They've been keeping a close eye on us since we used them during the World War II. You might expect Val to look like your typical little green man. To strangers, he's quite the opposite. I was on my guard for fakes and frauds, and walked a man about 6 feet tall, perhaps 185 pounds, brown wavy hair, brown eyes. His complexion appeared normal and slightly tan. You can't quickly point out Thor from the average human crowd, except for his 6 fingers. Okay. According to strangers, he has lifespan of approximately 500 years. So he's living up to 500 years. Who's stopping us? Remember that movie, the picture I'm still not through watching, Umbrella Project, Umbrella, whatever that is. These people who are programming us and say that they're coming over here they're messing with humans and killing people and killing different things because we preventing a whole bunch of people from dying, really just playing with our ass, okay? They live in over thousands of years. These are humans that found another way to be above us. Like I showed y'all last time, the different levels that we have, okay? Different 9 levels. We somewhere in the middle. And they looking down and judging us and programming us, okay? So this man say he have a lifespan of 500 years from Venus. What's skeptics say? There are dozens of reasons why skeptics have called BS on Violent Thor's existence. First, Venus is an inhabitable planet. How does me, even alien, live there? Is Thor's technology? Does it live there in a multiple dimensional plane? Skeptics with brain Dunning also pointed out strangers' weak credentials and lack of legitimate sources of stranger at Pentagon. The fact that Eisenhower And Richard Byrd, his nephew, has some part of the book doesn't make it more believable. Alien and God. Another reason Thor came to Earth was to spread the message of God. Now, this is where I think they are adding their own part. I hope you didn't spit out your coffee and screw up your computer reading the last sentence. For real, strangers state this about Thor. He told me that his purpose in coming was to help mankind return to the Lord. Now I can see Lord, two different things. He continues, he spoke in positive terms, always with a smile on his face. He said that man was further away from God than ever before, but there was still a good chance if man looks in the right place. One must wonder how far Christianity was spread across the universe. The story of Violent Thor is one of these far out stories in my UFO spectrum. Yes, I have one. Perhaps news of Flatwoods Monster and Roswell influenced strangers to write about the men visiting Washington, D.C. He couldn't gain a surge of writers. Okay. So now we go to Lucifer. Okay. Now, if Lucifer Venus and the man came from Venus, how did we make him a devil? How did that come to be? They say Lucifer, Satan, and the devil supposed to be as one and made Baphomet. Three different types of people, three different planets, all different. The devil is made up by man. Man made the devil up to keep people under control, just like they did Christianity to keep people under control. Okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna read y'all about Lucifer. I asked a lot of questions. I asked about his children. I asked, was he Solomon? I asked, was he David? Um, so let's see. And I don't think Lucifer's a person. I think Lucifer is it means something else that they're not telling us because it's from Venus. So maybe it's another word for Venus or something. It's not a actual devil. The trickery. Let me see. Trying to find the actual part I want to find. Did I write it down? Let's see if I wrote it down. Okay, I'm gonna read Lucifer and Solomon. Lucifer and Solomon appeared to be fond of each other. Lucifer liked him enough to sign a treaty with him, allowing him to choose a substitute ruler. Okay, now that's not what I want to see. It's not it either. Did I watch did I do a movie? How did I find it? Let me see. Oh yeah. I did. It was a video. My fault. Okay, it's called Luciferian. Hold on. Okay.
Luciferianism is a belief system that includes both theistic and secular denominations and is, therefore, heavily influenced by personal perspectives and experiences. Considered by many to be a religion and by some to be a philosophy or way of life, Luciferianism as a whole has no specific dogma to which its or followers adhere. Rather, it is a deeply personal outlook with numerous variations ranging from the veneration of a literal deity and the practice of occultism to a secular set of principles, using mythological references as a form of symbolism and cultural tradition. General beliefs, although sometimes mistakenly associated with Satanism due to the Christian interpretation of the fallen angel, Luciferianism is a wholly different and unrelated belief system and does not revere the devil figure or most characteristics typically affixed to Satan. Rather, Lucifer in this context is seen as one of many morning stars, a symbol of enlightenment, independence and human progression, and is often used interchangeably with similar figures from a range of ancient beliefs, such as the Greek Titan Prometheus or the Jewish figure Lilith. Luciferianism does not typically support violence or immoral practices. They support the moral and intellectual development of children in particular, and the protection of the natural world. Both the arts and sciences are crucial to human development, and thus both are cherished. Luciferians feel that humans should be focused on this life and how to make the most of it every single day. The ability to recognize both good and evil, to accept that all actions have consequences, both positive and negative, and to actively influence one's environment, is a key factor. For Luciferians, enlightenment is the ultimate goal. They prize the wonders of nature and seek to connect with the natural world and the universe that humans inhabit, in order to move humankind forward, whether it be physically or socially. The basic Luciferian principles highlight truth and freedom of will, worshipping the inner self and only a unregistered trademark as ultimate potential. Traditional dogma is shunned as a basis for morality on the grounds that humans should not need deities or fear of eternal punishment to distinguish right from wrong and to do good. All ideas should be tested before being accepted, and even then one should remain skeptical because knowledge and understanding are fluid. In whatever incarnation Lucifer is viewed, whether theistic or not, he is a representation of ultimate knowledge and exploration, humanity a unregistered trademark as savior and a champion for continuing personal growth. Theistic Luciferianism. Some Luciferians believe in Lucifer as an actual deity, not to be worshipped as the Judeo-Christian god but to be revered and followed as a teacher and friend, as a rescuer or guiding spirit, or even the one true God as opposed to the traditional creator of Judaism. Theistic Luciferians are followers of the left-hand path and may adhere to different dogmata put forth by organizations such as the Neo-Luciferian Church or other congregations that are heavily focused on ceremonial magic, the occult and literal interpretations of spiritual stories and figures. Most theistic Luciferians, however, are solitary practitioners, connecting with others who share their beliefs but not forming or following a particular institution. A personal relationship with Lucifer is commonly achieved through meditation and the practice of magic either independently or in small groups, unaffiliated with a larger community. While this relationship is a deeply personal one and, as such, varies from one practitioner to another, it follows by default the neo-pagan approach of seeking camaraderie and inspiration rather than the father-child or master-servant dynamic of monotheistic beliefs. The thought of a spiritual hierarchy or submission to a higher power is looked down upon on the grounds that being a god is not enough. Even a deity must earn respect and admiration from those who follow him. In some cases, Lucifer is seen as a rebel angel or opposing God who sought to move humankind forward in defiance of Jehovah unregistered trademark S to keep them ignorant and childlike. In other cases, Lucifer is believed to be the actual creator of Earth and the mortal realm, and was punished for bringing humans into existence. Exact beliefs and practices vary greatly, as they do within any religion, but in all cases Lucifer is considered to be a positive figure of both social and intellectual progress, with magic and ritual as potential tools to follow in his footsteps. Arcadic Luciferianism, named for the ancient mythological society of Arcadia, this branch of atheistic Luciferianism is a unique marriage of secular humanism and neo-pagan culture. Unlike most Luciferians, Arcadians do not believe in or engage in the literal practice of magic or the occult. Although they do revere mythology and religious lore, and may involve themselves in traditional neo-pagan rites, they shun the idea of a higher power or universal plan. Most Arcadians actively celebrate the pagan seasonal festivals based on the wheel of the year, primarily as part of a cherished cultural tradition, but unlike other types of Luciferians, they interpret all such rites as purely symbolic and otherwise distance themselves from the occult. The stories and figures of ancient cultures function as representations and creative manifestations of individual morals and Luciferian philosophy. Like its namesake, this form of Luciferianism prefers the concept of a natural life, free from the burdens and expectations of modern civilization, particularly those triggered by theistic beliefs. Like secular humanists, Arcadians glorify reason, equality and progressive thought, and look down on religious dogma. Objectivity, science and personal exploration or discovery are treasured beyond anything else, with the ultimate goal being a world of peace, acceptance and unity that is neither imposed nor hindered by theism, entirely free of the supernatural. Unlike humanists, however, they have a deep appreciation for spiritual symbolism. They incorporate mythological figures and stories into their lives as representations of humanistic ideals, their outlook directly influenced by secular interpretations of those concepts, and how such ideas may apply to the scientific world or the past, present and future of humanity. Differences between Luciferianism and Satanism. Although Luciferianism and Satanism are often incorrectly referred to interchangeably, they are very dissimilar. Theistic Luciferians may sometimes demonstrate characteristics or practices that cross over with theistic Satanism, but Lucifer is regarded as an angel or god of light, a more positive ideal than the animalistic and materialistic deity recognized by theistic Satanists. Satanism, whether theistic or Larvaean, is highly materialistic and carnal, recognizing the existence of humankind as an animal and encouraging the acknowledgement of only a unregistered trademark as primal tendencies. The welfare and happiness of the self comes first, before the welfare of others. Satanism, while it condemns violence and does in many cases venerate nature, places a strong focus on survival, power, self-indulgence and materialism, and takes more of an elitist stance towards stupidity. In contrast, Luciferianism seeks to enlighten all of humankind, and Luciferians are encouraged not to convert but to spread knowledge, understanding and tolerance wherever possible, helping others to realize the potential for greatness within themselves, and to achieve as much as they can. There is a spotlight on doing good and placing others before the self, regardless of who they are. While Satanists are deeply involved in living for the moment, content to remain who or what they currently are, Luciferians seek ways to aid humanity a unregistered trademark as progression to the next stage of social, physical or intellectual evolution. One religion deals with the self, while the other deals with humanity as a whole in the natural world in which we live. In spite of using similar archetypes, the Luciferian pursuit of knowledge and understanding has little in common with the satanic goal of immediate gratification. Historical Luciferianism, the Gesta Trevorum records that, in 1231, heretics began to be persecuted throughout Germany. Among them were Luciferians, principally in the Archdiocese of Trier, but also Mainz and Cologne. Over the following 3 years, several people were burned as a result. According to a papal letter from Gregory IX, Vox in Rama, dated from July 13, 1233, one of the claims made by the Luciferians was that Lucifer had been cast out of heaven unjustly. On the other hand, Richard Cavendish has argued, the confessions Conrad of Marburg extracted were apparently made without torture, but under the threat of death if the victim did not confess. If these confessions were accurate, the Luciferans were full-blown Satanists. They worshipped the devil as creator and ruler of the world, complained that he had been unjustly and treacherously banished from heaven, and believed that he would overthrow the God of the Christians and return to heaven, when they would enjoy eternal happiness with him. They reveled in whatever displeased the Christian God and hated whatever pleased him. See also, Atheism, Left-Hand Path, Lucifer, Lucifer and Prometheus, Lucifer of Cagliari, a schismatic early Christian bishop whose followers were known as Luciferians, Secular Humanism, references.
So it's all made up. The Luciferians, the Thor, the planet, the Thor, the Venus, the Lucifer was to enlighten you. You came here, you're here for an experience to rise to your highest potential and enjoy this beautiful earth, and to learn peace and love and live in harmony. And as you learn different things, you didn't have to go through the torture and the tests and all that stuff that they put us through, you know, and live long lives and enjoy where we at and enjoy the universe and be able to go to other planets and other things and enjoy that as well, peacefully, respectfully. But then when the other ones, the Greys came, they told you about Eisenhower, I read, they didn't like peace. They don't like that. They want control. So they invented the Satan, the devil thing to keep you under control, the Christianity. So when the people that all were on earth showing peace and love and spreading it, they made them confess and torture them and say that they were against the Christian church, and they brought it, that kind of way, and made people torture them, burn them on the cross. Anybody with peace and want love and harmony for their brothers and sisters were tortured and made to tell lies and say what they all that was a lie, and they actually was conspiring against the church, all these lies. That's why I say it's like I don't understand where the peace at. I mean, we're just gonna keep on over and over. They keep using us over and over and over. Like I say, they know how to reincarnate us. They know how to do all that kind of stuff to keep us in that state of mind, messing with our minds, giving us knowledge that's not good, to keep building, to keep working, to keep wanting stuff. You better than this person if you got a lot of stuff. It don't make no sense to me. I don't understand why I gotta have all this stuff to make you feel bad and to worship me. I become a god, and it's crazy. They take your hurt, they take your pain, like I said at first, the bullying and all that kind of stuff, your situation at home, the mom and dad, everybody confused, everybody hurting. So hurt people. And that's the way the Greys, the Luciferians that's with Satan, the devil, all of that, they made up to make you feel that way so you can want control. So you figure if you got a better position and move up to a higher level, that, if I get out this neighborhood, I'm better than these people in this neighborhood. Why we got to be better than each other? Why, why does that matter? So I've been found this years ago, and I just want to share that with y'all. Um, it just don't make no sense to me, and it keeps getting worse and worse. So as soon as you try to get your mind straight and you're thinking of positive mind, they bring some type of disaster. They bring some type of plague. That's not this earth bringing that. Those are the extraterrestrials that hate us and the humans who want power. You know, whatever that system, the matrix, whatever they want to call it. Then they say the computer system, whoever running that, that's where that's coming from. Because you as a being here on earth as a human, you actually have compassion, but you've been programmed so much till you think that the way that they have you thinking is the way to go. So you look down on others, you thinking that, like I say, that you're supposed to be higher up. So it's making all kind of sickness and diseases in our body. It's making mental, people isolating themselves away from everybody till they get the big break or whatever. And then they showing it in people's face. Aha, I got the brand new car. I got the house now. I got the position. I got a bunch of money. I'm living in a big house. I'm in Hollywood, whatever the deal is, even in your neighborhood, you know, instead of just enjoying. If you wanted a big house, you wanted something good, get it. Nobody jealous. Whatever everybody wanted to live, they wanted to live. But people didn't want to live in a house. They want to live in a TP. What's wrong with that? But they're going to look down at you because you decided to do that. You're not living the world's dream, the lies that's been sold us. You're supposed to have all of this stuff. So now you packing all of that stuff up here. Like I mentioned before, you at work or whatever you're doing, you worried about somebody taking your stuff. You worried about at home. People working so much, they leaving kids at home. I mentioned all that before. You know what I'm saying? It's too much, you know. And I thought maybe that since I found out about the ages and going into age of Aquarius, I thought, okay, so that means that all of this stuff is gonna stop, and everybody gonna chill, and everybody gonna get their own, they satisfied where they at, they still want to keep this lie going. They still want to keep everything going, Matter of fact, Thor had to use the mind to stop them from stopping him from getting away from here. He stayed here a while with us, but they were so into trying to get so much information from him to come against everybody else and tell them the technology, and he wouldn't do it. He only told them certain things to keep peace. But that's when the Grays came in. And they decided to, make that deal I showed y'all about, told y'all about. But it's just sad to me how, how everything's going. It's just really sad. It's just, it causes too much stuff. And we study tearing this planet up. The Grays can go back to wherever the hell they came from. We don't even know where we came from. And we letting them just mess up this place. Control it, control us. When they get up and leave and go back to their planet, if they ain't messed that up, and leave us with all the devastation that they gonna do before they leave here and keep us in a state, what we gonna do? How do we build from that? I just want people to just start thinking for themselves and realize the traps. You know what I'm saying? Start asking yourself, why do I need all this stuff? Okay, like I mentioned before about I feel that same way that Cardi B feels and different other people. If I'm gonna have all this stuff, I want my family and friends to be happy as well. I used to say that when I was younger. If I got stuff like the Jetsons and my friends don't, who I'm calling? You know what I'm saying? Who I'm gonna share it with? I believe in sharing, and everybody get what they want. Why should you be jealous of I'm getting my stuff? Like I mentioned before, if I wanted a castle, you wanted a mansion. Okay, you should be happy with what you want. Why be jealous if I want a castle or vice versa? They play with our minds like that. And we some kind of way we got to get out of that state of mind. We got to really see what's going on. Of course they mad, they gonna pick. I'm surprised they ain't shutting me down yet. But it's the truth. It's time to just chill. Anyway, that's my one thing. I had wrote something. He was what? Yeah, peace and freedom. Just really enjoying our and ingenuous people. They respected Mother Earth. They took care of Mother Earth. They didn't need all that stuff. You know, they took stuff out of the earth and they put it back in the earth. They just taking all the minerals, the gold, the silver, taking it all. But see, they're using it for their fuel. They're using it for when they want to go and do stuff to repair their spaceships, repair this. Then man using it for going and this, whatever spaceship or whatever he using it for, you know. And then you study taking, you can't put it back. You don't know how to make it to put it back in the earth. So all that's coming out of earth, you study lowering her or killing her, and we part of it, so it's doing the same thing to us. So that was my sermon today. Another one I found out about, it's a new blood type. And actually it's been around 30 to 40 years, but I just found out about it. Got videos on different blood types that talk about blood type. This one is called ER. It says can cause immune cells to attract mismatched cells. 44th discovery tied to a protein found on the surface of red blood cells called piezoid. Era ERB, ERA, ER3 rare and hemolytic illness in fetuses and newborns a different gene. So we have these kids, I don't know where they come from. Matter of fact, let me see what country, what type of people. What type of people has the ER blood type? Of course, it's not going to say. I don't even know why I asked the question. Okay, let's see. What countries have the ER blood type? No, it's not going to tell me. So where it came from, have it been here? Did they just discover it? I don't know. I'm trying to find more research on that. Okay, what else I want to talk about? Oh, I think I had some more videos.
So these
This is I don't know if everybody know anything about Shirley Maclaine. She was a great actress, and she played in The King and I, different older movies. Maybe I might know. But she went on a journey. She left acting for a while, and she just started going different places and stuff like that. So she's talking about her experience with the extraterrestrials.
extraterrestrials, which you call star beings, are concerned about how we are destroying our own planet.
Absolutely.
Why would they care?
Because it has it has an effect on the entire cosmos. If this planet is destroyed, the atmosphere feels it, and the outer ionosphere feels it, etc. And besides, they care about us, and they don't want to see, in some cases, what they consider their children to be self-destructive.
You say that the American government is much less likely to acknowledge alien visitors than the governments of other countries.
Well, apparently there's been the countries that have released their star visitor files are Brazil, France. By the way, when they released them in France, the number of inquiries shut down the net systems. It was quite extraordinary. China. I can't remember all the countries that have, but there have been, I think, Venezuela, maybe Argentina. I know I talked to President Menem in Argentina about this, and he had his military investigating. He knew that it was real. Carter and I have talked about this. He had his own encounter. You know, he wrote about it. So I have all the astronauts. So many astronauts have talked about it, and people like Kennedy. The U.S. Air Force assures me that UFOs pose no threat to national security. I like that approach. He knew they were there. He wanted to know what they were. He was not afraid. Reagan had his encounters. I mean, I could quote you lots of people, but the important thing is that I think we're in a real crisis.
Well, you say, although you don't support the election of George Bush, you say in the book, it was meant to happen. So you're also a fatalist?
Very good question. Yeah, not a fatalist, but we did, after all, elect him in enough numbers that he's the president. So I think he's the president for our learning experience. And I think the learning experience revolves around the need to understand taking responsibility in a democracy.
This is like when they say about an alcoholic, you had to hit rock bottom.
Absolutely right. We have to hit rock bottom in our opinion of our president before we start to take responsibility and our own power back. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure there are that every conservative in America would see it that way.
Oh, I'm sure not. But let me hear what they like about it.
Coming on to House of Dragon, it's overwhelming at first, but I love it. It's so cool.
They like you. They really like you. They like you. They really
Suck my
like you.
life,
They
yes.
have good. They have good taste.
Very modest, baby.
In this book, you invite people to ask you anything they want because you say you don't care anymore. Well, that promises to make this interview really easy for me anyway.
We'll see.
But why don't you care anymore?
Oh, shit, to me, you know. What's the point, Leonard?
What do you mean, caring? Well, you do
No,
actually.
no,
You
no,
list
no,
a whole
I
bunch of
care.
things.
Mhm.
You list a whole bunch of things that you still care about. We'll get to those later as well.
Okay.
So let's talk a bit about the career. You started off as a dancer and came to New York at the age of 16 in hopes of making it big. Did you feel confident from the start that you'd be successful?
They're talking to me. Here's what I must say. I think I guided my life by. I felt I had an angel on my shoulder from the very beginning. Don't know why, because I was never raised in a religious background at all. It says Baptist on my birth certificate, but all I learned to do in church was play tic-tac-toe. So, but I had this, how should I say it, this sense of otherness that was a reality. And somehow, if you're in touch with your destiny and you feel that you become successful. That's as simple as I can say it. Now, free will comes into it. I'm going to have to do something about this, or I have to stop talking like an Italian.
The mic has its own free will.
But see, it all happened to me so
young that I can't say that, except for being a dancer, and it's extremely painful, which is why I understood Black Swan and all that she was going through. I can't say that I have had a life of struggle. I've had a life that has been in alignment with what I wanted to do since I was 3.
You say that you got your first laugh when you fell at a childhood recital and decided you liked the reaction. Is that, and you've done a fair amount of comedy, and you also obviously have a really great sense of humor.
And a
So
fair amount of falling. Yes, because
physically and in love.
Oh my God, are we getting to that right away?
Later.
Whatever. No, but what the audience truly loves is when things unexpectedly happen. And I saw that right away. And that's when I stopped being nervous about being on stage, because they really don't like the perfection. I guess unless you're an opera star or something. And then they really want you to have a sore throat. You know, see what you're going to do with it. End of story.
But actually, it wasn't. It was somebody else's misfortune. Carol Haney, that guy you started, she broke her ankle. As her understudy, had you been able to do any rehearsing before?
No, I didn't have one rehearsal. No.
And then,
you know, the show
you were an instant star as a result. Because, I mean, were you brilliant that night?
I got on, Holly, you know, it lives in my memory forever. The wings were full of the cast of Pajama Game, which is when this happened, lined up on each other's shoulders, wondering how in the devil is she going to get through this? I didn't know what key I sang in. I knew none of the dialogue. But, you know, there across the stage door as I came that night was Bob Fosse, choreographer, Jerry Robbins, Hal Prince, and George Abbott. And they said, "You're on."
I can listen to her from that. I'm gonna go to this. She talks about
Jimmy, grab me a beer.
demonic possession.
Hey, Captain, it's Jimmy.
One of my guests tonight is, I hope you're not offended at my daring neckline, but we can't find another tie until tomorrow. One of the most, one of the nice things about Shirley Maclaine is that when she isn't working, she's not sitting by a swimming pool soaking up sunlight. She's always doing something active and busy, and she's written a best-selling autobiography, which she actually wrote herself, in spite of the rumors that nobody ever really writes his own book or her own book. And she did a television series that was not a bestseller, although her book was. Must be an awful feeling. And she was in a provocative film called Desperate Characters, and she's in another provocative film, the title of which intrigues me. It's called The Possession of Joel Delaney. I don't even know if Joel Delaney is a man or a woman. And she's been around the country lately, taking its pulse, so to speak. Will you welcome Miss Shirley Maclaine? How are you?
For another 100, I'd like to see the rest.
You'd like to see the rest for another 100?
I've often wondered what's going on under there.
How exactly do you mean that? I mean,
If I give you the 100, will you show me?
you played one hooker in a movie, and look at you. 5?
It's $20 a time.
5? I don't understand 5.
Oh, I'm everybody's hooker next door.
Oh, are you? But you're also quite respectable, and there's a respectable side to you, at least, that I know
about
of.
my film career.
Hey, tell me about the title of your film, and then we won't have to.
This new one that's coming.
Because the subject matter does interest me. They don't always, and I often say that they do, you know, to be nice to the guests, but this does.
It's called The Possession of Joel Delaney, and it's about the occult, the spiritismo, a real sort of phenomenon going on in America.
Yes, it is.
Which I don't necessarily believe in.
Is it witchcraft in that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really frightening. A lot of people are carried away by it, really believe in it. It's terrifying.
And is this a fictional treatment of the
Well,
series?
it was written by a lady who did have an experience with a close younger man who was involved with schizophrenia. I think it was schizophrenia, but he thinks he was possessed. He thinks he was possessed by a killer, and he got into that scene, and it was difficult for him to get out, and nobody could explain it. So she wrote a book that was fiction, but it was
Based on a real case.
Yeah.
Have you ever been possessed? I've put that badly. Have you ever felt the presence of a spirit and been in a room where there was a seance?
I sort of get possessed by good spirits and the feeling that everything is much better than it actually is. But these people that I was involved with when I made the film really believed it. Oh, they really did think that. See, when you don't have explanations for human behavior that's despicable, you have to go to something. So I think they decide that it's the spirit of the devil combined with some sort of primitive superstition, and they come up with a spiritismo or occult. I have great respect for it, although I don't really believe in it.
But you said the people you made it with do believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean the actors or?
Yes, we had some actors who were very adept at it, and they were good at conducting a spiritismo sessions and exorcisms.
That's new to me, spiritismo.
Well, it was to me too.
The word.
It's a combination of probably the Catholic Church and primitive cultures, because they were all Catholic down there in the islands, particularly Puerto Rico, which is where this is very prevalent. It's really a mind blower. I didn't understand it at first, but I was so interested in doing the subject because I know it's so popular in America. And like I said, I have respect for it, even though I don't believe in it. That we tried to make a picture that was real, and it is terrifying.
Is it a little scary to people?
Yeah.
Chill.
Because of the actuality that it could really happen. I mean, here's your Norman Rockwell type family with a nice, affluent lady in the upper 70s. It takes place here in New York, and she is blind to a lot of the deprivation in the world and what's going on. And suddenly her life begins to crumble because of the behavior of her brother. And he's been possessed by a man who really hasn't had the affluence and the comforts and the conditions and education that a lot of us have had, and he comes back and revenges himself, and that's what it's about. So you see the disintegration of this woman's personality, and she's woken up too late.
Are you Joel Delaney? Is that the man?
I'm
That's
the
man.
sister, and he's my brother.
Yeah. Okay. When we get back, have you been around the country?
Yeah, that's really.
Did you actually find Middle America?
There's about 30 universes going on out there.
Okay. We'll be back and find out where they are. We'll be right back. Is that what? Are we back? Oh, are we on television? Oh. Get nervous. You've just been around the country.
Yeah.
Well, around the country. I mean, in the country. And tell me what's going on with you. Why aren't you making movie instead of that?
Well, I'm campaigning for someone I'm not supposed to mention the name of, according to ABC's rules. So we're all these, so you know who it is.
Oh, I'm going to throw myself in front of your bosom so they can't see.
I didn't hear you.
Now we have to. Now we have to get an audience for each candidate.
It'll be silent. You won't hear anything. It'll be very hard.
What? Well, let's turn the cameras out there and we'll applaud and see what's going on.
But really, that FCC ruling, I did check, and it doesn't apply to people like me. It applies to the candidates. So it is up to each individual network to give these rules. I mean, I understand.
What were you told, that you can't come on and mention a candidate's name because then you have to have every other candidate's supporters on? Is that it?
It's equal time. I don't know Robert Humphrey on because I've been on for George McGovern. I don't know, but it wouldn't seem to me quite equitable.
Because it seems logical that eventually we will have people on who will speak for anybody in the natural course of events.
Sure, but what's happening is
because all the supporters on from show business.
That's right. What's the conclusion you reach is that because you have to observe equal time for everybody, nobody gets on. You see, that's what's really happening.
Well,
anyway,
I'd rather hear about you and what you've been
that's
doing.
where I've been, and I've been doing it now since January, every day. Absolutely every day, and I've been in about 12 states now. And I'm not kidding. I thought I knew America, but I don't suppose anyone really knows. But the thing to pick up on is the pulse of the mood, the anxieties, these things that are making them
this universe of people out there, both happy and sad and frustrated and demoralized, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been in places like bowling alleys and supermarkets and church groups and coffee clutches and women's clubs and campuses and ladies' rooms and dining clubs and, well, just everywhere. I guess I must see like 500 people a day. That's a lot of people. And what I'm learning is that they're really trying to tell us something, you know, those of us who are supposed to be in the forefront of artists and making films and books and television, and those of them who are politically trying to lead the country, they know a little bit more than those of us give them respect for knowing. And that's why I got involved with this. When you really realize that the bottom falls out of your own industry, you relate it immediately to the fact that the bottom dropped out of the country. And what you have to go to is the source of the reason why. And their responses are more sophisticated and more respectful than we realize.
But we often hear that it's just an illusion created by the media that people are vitally concerned with all the problems that the papers and magazines are. But then when you get out and meet them,
yeah,
what they're really concerned about is, are they going to get this is a national issue, I suppose, but aren't they going to get their meals paid for that week? And are they going to be able to afford school and that? And that they're not that concerned with all of the things that make journalism.
The thing that I'm finding everywhere is the thing they're most concerned with is truth. I mean, it's not an abstract notion. They want to be told the truth. They want the president to tell them the truth. They want our movies to tell them the truth. And the reason they're not responding, I mean, if we make 135 pictures a year and 6 or 7 are hits, then there's something wrong about the truth we're reflecting of that society. And this isn't unrelated to politics, you know, because it all is sort of lumped up together in the last analysis. We're a little bit out of touch with what they're feeling, and they're desperately trying to tell us the truth.
Okay.
So what is it like to grow up as the only child of one of the most famous...
One of my...
One more, yeah.
Beauty isn't just what we put on. It's what we put out into the world.
This is her opinion.
And until
about
everyone
life
sees beauty for all that it is and all that it can be, we won't stop moving beauty forward. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Al caught up with a real legend, Shirley Maclaine.
Oh, I'll tell you what, she's amazing. We met at her home in New Mexico, and I quickly learned that for Shirley, life is just one big performance.
Wow.
JFK.
She's showing different pictures.
Very, very close.
Tucked inside the Sangre de Cristo foothills, Shirley Maclaine's Santa Fe home is a museum of memories.
Dalai Lama friends for years.
The 82-year-old Academy Award winner and 21-time Golden Globe nominee started her career in the 1950s, quickly becoming one of the screen's most famous faces.
Dave, be in love with me.
Maclaine, the older sister to actor
I like
Lauren
that she
Beatty,
was
has
not
starred
just
in
an
5
actress.
dozen
She
films.
actually
I don't want you to have
was
anything
human,
hanging over your head. I want you to be absolutely
and she
clear.
loved people.
Do you think
and
it's in your genes? I mean,
real
you come from
issues.
your mom was a drama teacher. You got your actor brother Warren Beatty. You were named after Shirley Temple.
It's true. What else could I possibly end up being? You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I believe in that kind of suggested destiny that you hadn't even thought of until you get to be my age. I'm thinking a lot about those things. How did all this happen? It's such a wonderful life.
The winner is Shirley Maclaine.
From The Turning Point,
Amelia, I love you.
Terms of Endearment,
Why should I? Why should I be
See,
happy
her
about being
mom knows
Still
how to make her
Magnolias.
destiny
go
go to the right
These
places.
are all performances that have a thread through them of these very strong women. It doesn't seem like that's an accident.
I guess not. When you ask me, who I am, I am basically the work ethic of a dancer. Because I started when I was 2.5 or 3, and that begins to form an attitude in your life that never changes.
Do you think that the dance and that ethic has really informed how you are as an actor?
Everything I do. To me, it's a collective work experience. Don't be late. Don't be diva. Even the way I approach a script, I wait until I'm on the set because I don't want to leave out the other actors, the director. Oh, dear. I'm afraid the war has made old women of us both.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. But then I always keep out of the sun.
Beyond performing, Maclaine's perhaps just as well known for her political activism, spiritualism, and belief in life beyond this world. You've been very open about the idea that we've had many lives, that many experiences. Do you think your spirituality has helped keep you as vibrant and as young?
No question. Because I don't believe in death. So I guess I don't believe in old age. I mean, I sometimes have a problem understanding I'm in my 80s, for God's sake.
And then you've got this new movie out, The Last Word.
The thought of leaving my obituary to chance is completely unreasonable to me.
Well, I am the obituary writer, so when the time comes, I will be writing your obituary.
I want you to write it now.
Your character in The Last Word, Harriet, she's very much about, I think, living in the day-to-day. Do you share that?
Oh, sure. When you live that much in the present and you trust that it's all right and that it's balanced, you somehow get a vision of the future that's pretty correct. I'm now convinced that life is show business. I think that...
Really?
Yeah, I think Shakespeare was right. We're all just actors on this human stage, basically strutting our stuff. Is this a joke or a drama, a mixture? Life is all of that.
I'm still.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
that must have been fun.
You're sitting across from her and you keep reminding yourself this woman's 82 years old and no sign of slowing down. And when I saw she was getting ready to go drive her pickup to go do some shopping, I mean, it really is the secret. I think she is a dancer and she hasn't slowed down at all.
And you see all these roles, you're like, oh yeah, and then there's that one and that one.
All right, y'all. I'm bored, y'all, enough or whatever. But yeah, so that's what my was on today. I forgot what part that is. What am I on? Part 4. I'll let y'all go. Any questions, any opinions? I would love to hear. Anything else y'all want me to talk on, find out about? I know somebody said something about February. I'm looking at that. Part 3 is part 4. Well, all right. I'll let y'all go. Okay. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really appreciate it. And thanks for listening, whoever came. I appreciate y'all. All right. Love y'all. Thanks, Mace, for coming. I love y'all. Any questions? Anything? All right. Talk to y'all later.